Picture this. It's been over a year and a half since your favorite artist has posted any music, and he hasn't said anything about it either. You're still riding the small amount of hype that was rationed to you through a song you featured on. And then one day, on October 28th, 2024, your YouTube recommendations pull an absolute goldmine. My Music World. The channel showcased 4 leaked songs, the first of which is the Brightness of Vega demo. This song consists of 30 seconds of an unreleased version of Brightness of Vega, which was the song that released earlier that month. Breakins sings a verse in Spanish and is surprisingly pleasant to the ears. I hope we can get more of that in the future somehow. The second song is Dead Wrong. This 70-second snippet of a song sounds a bit simpler than his more recent stuff, giving me an inkling of an idea that it could be from an older time in his discography, but it could also be possible that it wasn't finished being produced. The third song is Hello Is This Thing Even On? This 25-second beat showcases a dark feeling sound and is fairly glitchy in its production. I think this beat complements the style of the last song that was found on this channel. The last song found on this channel was titled ZGVHDGGGCM9SBAO equals, which I later found out in Base64 decodes to Death Roll. There's something different about this one immediately. My Music World made an animated lyric video for this one. And I'm gonna be kind of vague about the lyrics because I don't want to just straight up quote the lyrics and then who knows, maybe this gets taken down and I get sued and I lose all my money, I don't know. Anyways, so it begins obviously cut in partly through the song. We're not getting the full picture here. However, it begins with a computerized feminine voice referencing a replication and its unchecked release of dark energy that can have unforeseen consequences. And this voice sounds kind of similar to the voice from Hypochondriac and its extractions. Then it says, "This creation, while brilliant, is now a potential hazard," before glitching out. A dark guitar begins playing. Next you hear Breakins with a faded voice saying that nobody can find him. He says this 3 times. Then comes a normal voice verse from Breakins. He mentions being in a rut and thinking you're the best. God will come and crush you and anyone who's smug. The production of the song picks up. It's getting more hype. He says that last supper you were baked with a dozen, and he is triple bound yet he does nothing. He says the Reaper can accept the repercussions, and you will be finding him. He has your head. If you get fried, then your mind might melt. Then he says death will roll up and drag your carcass out. Now I want to discuss what I think these lyrics could potentially mean. The beginning of the song, the computer voice is very reminiscent of Hypochondriac's and its extractions voices and their world building, and I think that's what this is too. Extraction 003 refers to the Hypochondriac album as an emotional extraction program, and references how humans have charged truth energy. This song, however, references dark energy. Extraction 003 also references how it is using the emotional extractions as fuel for interdimensional travel. I wonder if you could use Death Roll's use of the word replication to just mean another album, a replication of Hypochondriac and its power. Dark energy also fits this song's and potentially album's darker sounding production. The lines about how nobody can find Breakins feel like they are obviously referencing how it has been so long since we've gotten anything new from him. This is similar to the beginning of Bugging in Hypochondriac, where it begins with, "You want to know where I've been, now you'll find out." The next verse uses the exact words "rut stuck." These are the exact same words used in Brightness of Vega. "I'm in a rut stuck, disgusted, and I'm fucked up, no luck." Then he mentions God and how he will crush you like a little bug. This is probably unrelated, but it reminds me of a line from the Venus Flytrap demo, "Baby, could you crush me like a beetle, like a fly." Last supper you got baked with a dozen. Not only is this a clever reference to religion given the Last Supper, I think he is referencing Hypochondriac here. The supper referencing the album, the baked referencing the drug trip that is Hypochondriac, and the dozen referencing the amount of songs on Hypochondriac. You could say the 13th song of the album doesn't count, as Breakins has been eradicated by then, or that the final song is more of an epilogue to the album. Or you could even say that baked is playing a second part in this line, transforming the dozen to a baker's dozen, which equals 13, the exact amount of songs in Hypochondriac. Triple bound, I sit around and do nothing. I think the triple bound here is referencing the potential third album that this song could be a part of, and the sit around and do nothing part is referencing how he has been lazy about the project and not having the drive to work on it. This matches with the aforementioned long wait between albums. Breakins mentions the Reaper and how he can't accept the repercussions. He says when the tide comes in, you'll be finding him. He's got your head in his clientele, and then he tells you to get fried and your mind might melt. I think Breakins is the Reaper who can't accept the repercussions of making it big and making the perfection that is Hypochondriac. He has you obsessing over his work, which is what the head in his clientele line is referring to. Get Fried could be referencing how this album is going to be another drug trip, or it could just be referencing Hypochondriac. This next idea could be completely off base, but his reference to the tide coming in reminds me of his reference to Coral Reef in another unreleased song. Could the next album be ocean themed, similar to how Hypochondriac was bug themed? And I don't really have much for the last bit of the song, but Death Dragging Out Your Carcass could potentially be in reference to the eradication of Breakins and Hypochondriac. And so after all of these aforementioned ideas laid out, is it not likely that this song takes place in a post-Hypochondriac era? Now let's talk about the aftermath of this. What happened after this channel posted these songs? Well, in less than 24 hours of the video going live, the channel disappeared. Something is coming hard and fast for any upload of this song on YouTube, only adding to the legitimacy and seriousness of the leak. The Hypochondriac demos that leaked earlier in the year did not have the same amount of pressure put on them. There are still many re-uploads of those songs available, but Death Roll is extremely limited in where you can find it. It also seems kind of under the radar in the community, probably because it gets taken down so quickly. It was even more hidden than it is now until about December, when a popular leak uploader on YouTube posted it for a bit. Lastly, I want to say I hope this video was in any way informational or entertaining to you. I've never done this kind of thing before, but have wanted to for a while, and have planned to as part of an album analysis on Hypochondriac. Still want to finish that someday. This video's idea was requested by someone in the Breakins Discord server, so shout out to you if you are listening. And of course, Breakins never owes us new music, but here's hoping 2025 is a kinder year when it comes to new releases. Peace out.